अरे यार ये आंखों में मेरे फ्लैश मार रही है। सामने से कैमरा क्या है मत आना। हाँ सो लाइव बंद कर दूँ मजा लो।
Food processing, chemicals, petrochemicals, all our focus sectors. Everything has been put into one short capsule video of 5 minutes.
Leading to industrial growth.
The performance stands testimony to our belief that right infrastructure and enabling policies, these two are very, very important factors. They become the cornerstones for industrial development, in growth, and augmentation of exports.
Andhra Pradesh is the number one state on the ease of doing business. And country of India, we are the number one state. Because our processes are very simple and very fast.
In addition to expanding the capacity of ports, 5 new ports with connectivity to major hubs, multimodal logistics hubs, and port-based industrial clusters are also planned, with various initiatives in the airport development. Andhra Pradesh is becoming an air cargo facilities at Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam.
In the state's contribution to exports, from the 9th position that we were in 2018-19 to 7th position in 2019-20 and to the 4th position now in 2020-21.
A dedicated strategic plan is designed to establish Andhra Pradesh as a leading export hub in the country. In Koparthi, Kadapa, as part of BCRC, we are developing YSR Jagannath Mega Industrial Hub and YSR EMC with best-in-class infrastructure facilities.
So these are our, some of our industrial parks, like we have industrial parks and some of the industrial parks. And we have the 3 industrial corridors. Andhra is the only state that has 3 industrial corridors on the Visakhapatnam Chennai corridor, Chennai Bangalore corridor, and Hyderabad Bangalore industrial. So the entire state is covered by one industrial corridor. That's how robust we have developed our infrastructure. These are some of our industrial parks. Some of the very important industrial corridors. How they have rebounded and how exports have grown. We are the fourth largest center in the world. And what was one of the advanced countries exports to that's a big thing, and this cannot happen in the last 2 years when there was a general slump. So the state government is very great.
We were number one state in terms of testing in entire India.
here we are showing the projects in that. Because we have a long coastline, there is a huge potential for coastal tourism and temple tourism, religious tourism, medical tourism. So all these have been put up at one place for the people to come and appreciate and see what can be the next step for our village. So this is tourism.
I've got your things. So actually, this is other thing. Nothing like seeing people. I want feeling first-hand experience. Of course, not there. But now in Vijayawada, you should come to Vijayawada. Look, it's after responsibility. You should come. All three of you. Please come. Very happy. Very interesting, sir. Majority of the consumption is only manufacturing or vessels. So now people are saying, the whole grass network is now the national guide.
So as I was mentioning, this is about our promise and capabilities. And this is the best maritime state in the entire country. And to augment to this, we are developing new fishing harbors where integrated catch, storage, processing all can happen at one go. And this shrimp which is being caught here is being also exported to Vietnam and even up to Japan. That's how it goes. And we export a lot of non-basmati rice, even up to West Africa and countries.
You should make UAE the base.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll have a small opening of our industrial projects. Sorry.
Yeah, the same.
So this book comprises of $40 billion investable project opportunities in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Almost 76 projects have been listed, sir. So this will be kept over here in the state pavilion and also will be circulated in the local lingua also.
हो गया
This is what we have compiled for the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you for answering it.
So, I request Honorable Minister Gautam Reddy Garu to felicitate our chief guest today, Honorable Minister for State and Commerce, UAE.
यहाँ होगा तो थोड़ा ये नीचे अपना
Now I request the minister to
So these
felicitate.
are the handicrafts. So incidentally, also I'm the minister for handicrafts. Right from industry, IT to handicrafts.
Now I request Minister to felicitate Dr. Albana, His Excellency UAE Ambassador to India. Now I request Sir to felicitate Dr. His Excellency, Honorable Ambassador of India to UAE.
थोड़ा पीछे थोड़ा पीछे थोड़ा पीछे
Thank you, sir.
फोटो उसको भिजवा भेजता हूँ
Good evening to the dignitaries on the dais. Today we are honored to have our Honorable Minister for Industries, Sri Mekapati Gautam Reddy Garu. We warmly welcome you, sir. I also welcome the dignitaries from the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Zulfi Rabzi, sir, Advisor to Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh of AP, Special Representative to Middle East and Far East countries, Sri Govinda Reddy Garu, Chairman for APIIC, and Sri Abdul Hafiz Khan, Honorable MLA for Kurnool, and industry leaders from the media, and ladies and gentlemen. The state government of Andhra Pradesh in India, with an economy of USD 141 billion in 2021, has embarked on a journey towards sustainable development and is ranked number 3 in achieving sustainable development goals. The state has been consistently ranked number 1 in the country for ease of doing business by the World Bank since 2015 to 16. As a result, it is among the most preferred investment destinations in India, also making it globally competitive investment destinations aligned with the mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Today, AP State Delegation assembles here at the Expo Dubai 2020 to meet and interact with the business leaders to explore various avenues of collaboration for the economic and social development of the state of Andhra Pradesh. With this context, now may I invite Shri JVN Subramaniam IAS, Vice Chairman and Managing Director for APIIC and CEO AP EDB, to kindly step forward and open his remarks.
Honorable Minister for Industries, Commerce, Skill Development, IT, Handloom and Textiles, Mr. Mekapati Gautam Reddy Garu. He holds a host of portfolios in the Government of Andhra Pradesh. Our advisor to Honorable Chief Minister, Andhra Pradesh, and Special Representative to Middle East, who is a Cabinet Rank Advisor, Shri Zulfi Rabji. Our Special Advisor for Investments in the Middle East, Shri Abdul Hafiz Khan, who is seated with us. Our Chairman of the AP Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, Mr. M. Govinda Reddy Garu. And of course, we have been blessed, in fact graced today by His Excellency Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Zayedi, UAE Minister of State for Foreign Trade. He has been there with us for close to almost 1 hour, and in fact visited the pavilion, opened the pavilion along with the Honorable Minister, and also visited the cultural show of Andhra Pradesh, which was depicting the rich culture and heritage of Andhra. Along with him, His Excellency Dr. Ahmad Abdul Rahman Albana, UAE Ambassador to India, and our Indian Ambassador to UAE, Dr. Sanjay Sudhir. All of them were there. In fact, we were very blessed as a state to have the high dignitaries of the government of UAE, as well as from the embassy blessers, along with the Honorable Minister from Government of Andhra Pradesh, and all the other delegates. So a very warm welcome to all the delegates, the press, international press and the local press over here for this evening. Very briefly, I would only like to set a context and welcome you all. It is a it's a great privilege for Andhra Pradesh to participate in the Dubai Expo of 2020, and as our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are Andhra Pradesh as a state is one of the 9 highly industrialized states in the entire country. If at all the $5 trillion dream of Government of India has to be realized, it is Andhra Pradesh which leads on the transformation agenda. And our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, of course, he is striving towards sustainable, transparent governance which focuses on skill development, education, healthcare, and post-COVID, the kind of reforms, the kind of agenda that the state government of Andhra Pradesh has taken up. It has been appreciated all across the country and has been replicated in some of the other states in terms of our COVID-19 rehabilitation measures. I would invite you for this evening and also for visiting our state pavilion, which broadly depicts 4 pillars of governance, 4 pillars of how the developmental agenda in the state of Andhra Pradesh is taking forward, and how we can partner with the entities who are operating in the United Arab Emirates, both in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. We are talking about how transformation in the governance has happened as a first pillar. We are talking about how we are investing into the future in terms of our healthcare, in terms of our education, in terms of our skill development. I would request Honorable Minister to speak more about them and address them to this August gathering. We are also talking about how post-COVID the economic growth has boosted, because we have invested and we are investing a whole lot of money into our infrastructure, be it roads, ports, airports, and fishing harbors. So the host of other infrastructure investments that we're doing. But doing all this, we need economic growth, but we need a sustainable economic growth. The 4th pillar we are talking about is how we have an environmentally sustainable, socially acceptable governance mechanism which is propelling growth. So this is the 4th pillar that we are talking about. If you visit our pavilion, you will see all these 4 pillars as a core theme around which we have a story to tell. We have a transformation that is happening in the country, India, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So with these few words from the Economic Development Board, from the government of Andhra Pradesh, I extend a warm welcome to all the delegates present here, to be present here as well as to visit our pavilion and also spread through you the word of mouth in terms of what Andhra Pradesh has got to offer for a brighter future of UAE, brighter future of India, and a great future for the Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Sri Mekapati Gautam Reddy Garu, Honorable Minister for Industries, Commerce, IT and Skill Development, to kindly step forward and share his inaugural address.
Good evening. I must first of all thank His Excellency Dr. Thani bin Ahmed Al Ziyodi, the UAE Minister of State for Foreign Trade, for gracing the occasion. Along with him, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Abdul Rahman Al Bana, the UAE Ambassador to India, and also our Indian Ambassador to UAE, Dr. Sanjay Sudhir. I would like to also welcome the Advisor to Chief Minister of Government of AP and Special Representative to Middle East and Far East, Sri Zulfi Ji, the Chairman for APIC, Sri Govind Reddy, the Honorable MLA for Kurnool, Sri Abdul Hafiz Khan, international delegates, leaders of industry, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. On behalf of Government of Andhra Pradesh, I warmly extend a hearty welcome to all of you and sincerely thank you for gracing the inauguration event of the Andhra Pradesh Pavilion at the Dubai Expo. I'm happy to note that the India Pavilion has received overwhelming response at this Expo. India and UAE share a very rich history together, and our relationship extends across many centuries. Our partnerships is based on age-old links, converging economic and strategic interests, and ancient cultures and regional ties. Under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has achieved a remarkable progress across the economic and social development sectors. The metrics are there to be spoken about, and the continuation of this development as a powerhouse in the world economy is for the world to see. The UAE-India partnership has also further strengthened under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister. Over the past few years, the Government of Andhra Pradesh or Government of India has undertaken several path-breaking reforms and initiatives that have ensured competitiveness, policy stability, enhanced transparency, expanded digitalizations, and fostered innovation to facilitate investments. Friends, I'm here representing the state of Andhra Pradesh, one of the leading states of India. The state of Andhra Pradesh is the 8th largest state in India and is strategically located on India's east coast with a 974 kilometers of coastline. To put it down briefly, we have the second largest coastline after the state of Gujarat. And to put a few points in your mind, the state of Andhra Pradesh, today at present, 14% is what is contributed by the industry sector. The rest, 80% is contributed by the agriculture, and the 5-6% is contributed by the service sector. So you can actually see the scope of growth this Andhra Pradesh, the new Andhra Pradesh, is looking to strive for. Under the dynamic leadership of our Chief Minister, we would like to double this from 15% to 30% in the next 5 to 7 years. So the Prime Minister, the government under our Chief Minister, we have drawn out a long-term plans, and where the plans is basically we looked at the paradigm of the basically a pyramid. We said that first we need to look at the bottomest of the bottom of the pyramid, and where we create social empowerment, a governance, and also access to a good education, healthcare, and also infrastructure facilities. The state is redefining governance by delivering public service through village and ward secretariats, doorstep delivery on civil supplies. I can give you a great example in perspective. During the COVID time, the volunteer and the secretariat system was one of the main reasons why the state of Andhra Pradesh was able to tackle COVID head on. And also our rate of testings was one of the highest in the country. And due to the rate of testings of one of the highest testings, the identification of the disease in its early forms was very much discovered, and precautionary methods were taken up to make sure that we stall the disease from going forward. We are here at the Dubai Expo to showcase the strengths of Andhra Pradesh, namely strong governance, strategic locational advantages, robust infrastructure, thriving industrial and business ecosystem, skilled manpower, and the immense potential for growth across sectors. I'm confident that the Andhra Pradesh State Pavilion at the Dubai Expo is going to project the state in a new perspective, opening new opportunities for businesses and establishing new relationship between industries and government. I'm also happy to inform to you today that we have been accompanied by a strong business delegation from Andhra Pradesh, comprising of companies from automobile, food processing, textiles, healthcare, information technologies, capital goods, to showcase their strength and to forge new partnerships on this global platform. One of the sectors that we are focusing keenly on the state of Andhra Pradesh is in agri and processing and food processing. We have the second largest freshwater fish productions per year in India. We have the largest producers of shrimp across the coastal states. We're the first state in egg productions, and we're the second state in meat productions. We're the first state in mango, papaya, lemon, tomatoes, and chilies per production per year. We are second in paddy, groundnut, and maize production. So you can also see how the agriculture industry is also picking up, and where there is a huge thrust towards that. In terms of infrastructure, the state of Andhra Pradesh, we don't need to be saying this, but we are second to none. Because if we historically see, many of the infrastructure players coming out of India come from the state of Andhra Pradesh, and we are proud of it. Andhra Pradesh is one of the significant gateways to the Indian East Coast and has the advantage of deep drafts. Apart from our existing 6 ports such as Visakhapatnam and Krishnapatnam, we are developing 3 new seaports, that is Ramaipatnam, Machilipatnam, and Bhavanapadu. Andhra Pradesh is the only state in the country which has 3 industrial corridors, namely the Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor, the Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor, and the Hyderabad-Bangalore Industrial Corridor. The industrial corridors being developed by the state are located centrally to various demand centers, and they provide excellent opportunities and connectivities from ports to various hinterland locations. These corridors are going to become hubs for industrial growth for the decades to come. And as I would also say, the government of India has a very ambitious plan of creating a $5 trillion economy. And I can proudly tell you, Andhra Pradesh is one of those 8 states which will be one of the few key states which will be taking this forward to the $5 trillion economy. We are also developing an international airport at Bhogapuram and 4 logistics parks at Visakhapatnam, Anantapur, Kakinada, and Krishnapatnam to improve the logistics and thereby reduce the time and cost of moving cargo to the hinterlands. The government is also looking at developing the 9 new fishing harbors with an investment of $430 million in all the coastal districts, And these harbors will be equipped with seafood processing centers to create livelihood opportunities for local fishermen. Given the dominant position of Andhra Pradesh in seafood exports, we foresee the state becoming a global hub for processed seafood exports. The state is home to the India's largest petrochemicals investment regions of 640 square kilometers. So I had the opportunity to explain to the minister the opportunities, especially for Dubai-based chemical industries, or for the petrochemical industries that awaits in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The PCPIR region provides access to major consumption centers in south of India, as well as large international hubs in East and Southeast Asia. Just as the state is progressing, we also believe the skill development is a key parameter for us to take forward. Especially, we are focusing on not only creating a world-class skill for the state, but trying to make sure that we create a platform for the world in the coming days. Just to remind you the thought that rather than giving a fish, we would like to teach the people how to fish. In order to provide impetus to the trained manpower for the next decade of industrial advancements, the state government is planning to establish 30 high-skill development colleges across the state along with the skill university. The skill colleges envisions to train almost 2,000 students per year. And the colleges will collaborate with the best technical schools across Middle East, Europe, and United States of America. The skill colleges will identify the gaps in the existing skill ecosystem, both locally as well as internationally, and work to update skills of the local youth to international standards through significant industry involvement. Firms within the state will also be able to hire large number of skilled manpower. Now, I would just give an example in perspective. If you just look back in historically, when the first round of expansion took place, the liberalization took place, a lot of the companies, auto sector companies, focused on Tamil Nadu for one particular reason, just because they had a skilled man workforce. So we want to make sure that in the coming days, that the industry should look towards Andhra Pradesh for the advantage of the skilled workforce that we're going to be creating. At this Dubai Expo, the AP Pavilion, we are showcasing 12 themes in the week-long expo here in Dubai. One is the Advantage Andhra Pradesh, the chemicals and petrochemical industry, the agri and food processing, the renewable energy and electrical mobility, the IT and electronics, tourism and culture, the transformation of governance, investments in future, economic growth, environmental and social governance, and industrial parks and health hubs. State has become an enormous potential for investments in electric mobility, battery manufacturing, electronic manufacturing, emerging technologies in IT, technical textiles, pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals, and food processing, among the others. Just to put another idea in your mind, the entire IT industry is personal that we supply to the world. 20 to 25% of the skilled workforce come out of the Telugu-speaking states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. And Andhra Pradesh takes the pride in place that we create the best workforce in IT. We are poised to exchange strengths and are looking forward to long-term business relationship at this Expo. I once again thank all of you participating in this program today and hope that this Expo is going to be a fruitful event for both the businesses point of view and the cultural point of view in connecting with the diaspora over here. The state of Andhra Pradesh has the strengths in abundance and can guarantee you your prosperity. We look forward to engaging with you at the AP Pavilion, and thank you once and for all. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for briefing various facts of the emerging sectors in the state. Happy to see the clear-headed efforts by the government of Andhra Pradesh towards sustainable development. Now, with this, the house is open for Q&A.
Good evening, sir. This is Srikanth from Magalf News. How many MOUs are going to be signed in this trip, and do you have any information?
As of now, we have certainty of 3 large MOUs being signed in the next 6-7 days that we're here. Apart from this, we're also looking at G2G interaction and also G2B interaction. So hopefully we are saying that, as we go along, we will be able to see, I think, as we showcase the state of Andhra Pradesh, there'll be more opportunities and people coming forward.
What kind of opportunities you are going to give for the new investors?
Just as I mentioned, the thrust areas that we are looking at is, the new area, the new sunrise industries that we're looking at. One is that the electrical vehicles. So we're looking at one of those as an MOU. The other side is also we're looking at skill development. And the third is the financial services that we're looking at. See, I think one of the fact that, I would like to bring out very categorically over here is that our Chief Minister has been very clear that we do not compromise the state's environment for the sake of industry. So we have to be a very responsible state. So in fact, we are following the World Economic Forum guidelines in ESG that in terms of sustenance growth, we need to make sure that our future generations should also be there to enjoy what we are enjoying today. So that is one of the key areas of industrialization we are looking at. So we're looking at a very green kind of an industrial evolution that we're looking forward to.
Thank you.
And also food processing, sorry. There's another food processing MOU we're signing up.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Now that we all know Andhra Pradesh has started its week at India Pavilion and has participated at the World Expo. So what are some of the areas of focus when it comes to trade and investment between the UAE and the Andhra Pradesh?
In fact, I had this opportunity, good opportunity to speak to His Excellency, the Minister for Foreign Trade. And I can, at the onset, I can tell you that one is that we see that food processing industry is something what they're looking for, which between India and UAE. If you look at, as we said, we're second largest paddy per supply, growing state in India. A lot of the paddy is being exported to the African states, African countries. So we're looking at an opportunity where Dubai could be a hub for creating some sort of a hub for that, sending it across to the African states. And apart from this, we're also looking at the petrochemical sector. I mean, a very, very nascent stage, but we've shown him the opportunity of what is there because it's the first petrochemical sector that was identified by Government of India. And I think they're looking at it also. And apart from it, also the infrastructure facilities that we're looking in Andhra Pradesh.
One last question, sir. Sir, do you expect to sign any deals with the UAE-based companies or any sort of a target that you have in your mind?
As I said, we've already had a tie-up with Alana Group. They've already invested. They've already signed an agreement and they're investing. And furthermore, they're looking at more investments in. Now, apart from this, we're also looking at larger, the MNCs also, which are based out of Middle East. I think let me put it this way to you: why would somebody wants to come to India, or why would somebody wants to come to Andhra Pradesh? The only reason we are looking at is that there's a great opportunity. There is a thriving middle class. The economy is growing in thing. The consumption is picking up, and you have a skilled workforce coming in place. So that is one of the reasons why people would love to come and invest in those regions. And I think our ease of doing business continuously for 3 years showcases that we are the #1 state in investments.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to welcome Sri Zulfi Rabzi, Advisor to Chief Minister, Cabinet Minister rank and Special Representative to Government of Andhra Pradesh, Middle East and Far East countries, to kindly step forward and share his vote of thanks.
Sir, I just want to ask one question to you. What are the key highlights of your participation during the Andhra Pradesh week? And would you be meeting any of the big companies or any state chambers regarding the investment proposals?
I think the initial response has been very, very optimistic. We are actually 12 to 15 companies have confirmed the G2B meetings. In the next 4 days, we'll be having high-level meetings with them. And apart from this, as I said, the 12 thrust areas just we mentioned over here in this, especially in the AP Pavilion that we'll be showcasing in terms of, future energies, the sustainable growth. We're talking about IT and electronics. Also, let me tell you, agriculture is a very dear subject to our Honorable Chief Minister, and healthcare. So these are two thriving sectors that we're going to be focusing on. And that's why we want to make sure that a lot of food processing industries are coming because, the value accreditation should happen at the base level, that is to the farmer. And today we've been lucky to get one of the food processing, Alana Group has come in there. And we're also looking at another food processing company which comes there because what happens is today when I'm supplying the raw product, the value accreditation is not much to the farmers. But if I put up a food processing unit there, the value is much better given. So that is the kind of industries that we are focusing on and making sure that we bring them to the shores of Andhra Pradesh.
So can we expect some kind of technology MOU during this week, sir?
See, we are looking at technology MOU in terms of processing. In terms of growing, I think our agriculture universities or INCRISATs, there are enough institutions there which have scaled up our productivity levels and things like that. But we're talking about the second line, that is post-production, between final product and produce. So that middle line is where we are missing out. And that is the reason why we're bringing in a new logistics policies along with our food processing policies.
Right. All right. Thank you, sir.
I would like to inform once again, I would kindly step forward and share his vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. At the outset, I want to thank the Excellency Minister Shri Megapati Gautam Reddy, the Chairman of APIC Shri Govind Reddy, the MLA from Kurnool Shri Hafiz Khan, Shri Subramaniam, who is the Vice Chairman and MD of the Economic Development Board and APIC, and also people who graced the occasion, the Excellency Thani bin Ahmed Al Zaudi, who is a UAE Minister of State for Foreign Trade, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Abdul Albana, who is the UAE Ambassador to India, and His Excellency Dr. Sanjay Sudhir, Indian Ambassador to UAE. They were all very kind to spend a lot of time with us, and then they left. Also want to thank all the international delegates, leaders of the industries, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the state government of Andhra Pradesh, I would like to first express my deepest appreciation and thanks to my Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, because of whom we are here, and because of his guiding us on this journey to build a great future, encouraging us constantly to strive and achieve this vision of making Andhra Pradesh a global hub for many, many more decades to come. Under the Honorable Chief Minister's dynamic leadership, Andhra Pradesh is moving ahead with boundless energy to uplift the livelihood of citizens through industrial and social welfare development. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to provide a vote of thanks on this special day at the inauguration of the AP Pavilion. On behalf of the state government, I would like to thank our Honorable Minister, Sri Gautam Reddy Garu, for gracing the auspicious occasion and presenting our state its great tradition and culture. We also thank you for taking the time to promote the state on a global platform. Sir, you have been relentlessly working for the cause of industrial and infrastructure development and skill development for our state. Your persistent efforts and steely determination as the Industries Minister of the state and many other portfolios, that itself shows how popular and how dynamic he is, has helped us unleash some of the most bold economic reforms and enable the industry to stay resilient and bounce back post the pandemic. You might already be aware the state government has planned various meetings with high-profile industrialists in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. The coming 7 days is packed with conferences and consultations with industry bigwigs here. I can assure you that our state will make all efforts to work out detailed plans for a continuous engagement for years to come. Our energy is spent on creating a future worthy of the talent and determination to the people of Andhra Pradesh and the whole of India. My special thanks to Department of the Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Commerce for creating this opportunity to present our vision and mission. Lastly, but most important, I commend the untiring efforts of officials from the various departments, Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board, Maritime Board, and all the other people, KPMG and all of them who helped us, and Balmer Lorry, all of them have helped us to put up this great show. So let me conclude on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh with a deep appreciation to all of you for coming here. Thank you very much for all of you coming and giving a valuable time for us. Thank you so much. Yeah, and on the 14th and 15th, we are going to have road shows of the Andhra Pradesh, and our people from the Economic Development, whoever is interested in coming, please come forward and meet them. Mr. Rizwan and Mr. Sawan are here, and we'll be very happy to host you for dinner also and explain more in detail to you. It's so kind of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, sir. There is a high tea is being served here. A kindly request to be bought.